Monday. I hope you're doing well. All right. So, normally when I go live, I'm on a laptop and a phone with some tripods. I do not have either of those here with me, but let's jump into it. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend, everyone. My name is Philip, aka Boot Scootin', if you are new to me. But I'm down in San Diego enjoying a beautiful, I think, beginning of summer day. Happy summer, everybody. If you are joining on, I'm only going to be on for a few minutes. I know I always say that, but I'm going to try to keep this sort of short. Would I ever teach Catalan dancing? Yeah, I would. I think it's amazing, that style. Sorry, got some questions which I love. Feel free to drop some questions or some hellos or where you are calling in from or where you're watching from, I should say, down in the chat and let me know what part of the country you're in. I would teach Catalan dancing. I am currently trying to strengthen my one of my knees because I'm having some knee issues, and unless I was dancing on a bed of clouds slash cotton balls slash something very soft, I can't imagine Catalan feeling very good. It's a really high energy dance, at least most of the ones that I've seen. So I love this style. I would definitely be into teaching it at some point, but it may not be very soon. But that being said, I will probably will be posting some because I've tried some out and it's a lot of fun. Happy Monday! Hey, Felita, what's going on? My good friend Felita is joining on YouTube. What's going on, Felita? Hello, everyone out there joining from TikTok land as well. Meg says I'm one away from 125.2 thousand. Meg, I don't know if that's followers slash subscribers or a video, but if that is your followers slash subscribers, congratulations to you. That is amazing. Hey, Michael, what's going on? Hey, good to see you. Michael, always leaving comments on the YouTube videos. I really appreciate that. Everyone, thanks for engaging and interacting with those. Speaking of that, if you are on TikTok and you want to give a few taps on the screen, you're welcome to do so. I don't do these lives to solicit funds, but that being said, if at any point when you're watching a video on YouTube or here on TikTok or whatever the situation may be, if you feel like dropping a gift or a super thanks, that is completely up to you. It is appreciated every single time. Wendy's joining us from the barn in Sanford. Wendy, did you go to Shoreline? If so, how was it? Tell me all about it. That was this past weekend. Yeah, hi, Fleet. It was nice meeting you in North Carolina. Very cool. Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate that very much. Elevator tutorials, Catalan has become a big thing in Florida recently. Yeah, Catalan is awesome, and to be honest with you, I'm a little surprised that it's recent. I don't know how recently you're referring to, but I know when I was there a few years ago, a young man named Landon and some other folks at the time. Mark was involved, Paulino, and some others. They have a group called the Legends, and they were getting into Catalan dancing. And I know Landon has like taken off with it. I haven't checked in on him for a while, but I know he was getting very, very good at Catalan dancing. I was at Shoreline too. It's my home bar. I'm a part of the Florida Catalan team called the Legends. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I actually got a Legends shirt. It doesn't say Legends, but Landon gave it to me a few years ago, and I appreciate that very much. So, everyone, happy Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. If something cool happened to you this weekend, dance related or otherwise, feel free to drop it down in the comments below, whatever it may be. Maybe you were swimming in an especially nice temperatured pool. Maybe you had a delicious something, dinner, watermelon, dessert, whatever the case may be. Maybe you visited someone, maybe someone came to visit you. Let me know in the chat what's something that happened to you this past weekend. Even if you watch this after it's been recorded, let me know. Yeah, we can share it with our dance family. That's what it's about. So, again, my name is Philip. I'm joining from San Diego. Thanks, everyone, for all the likes on TikTok. I appreciate that very much. I might be live streaming tonight for my beginner class in North Park, San Diego. I did 55 line dances at our local Dance or Die. That's a lot of line dances, Rapunzel. Respect. So Couple things. One, I believe Thursday night when I returned home from the Dirks Bentley concert, which was fantastic. If you're a fan at all, I suggest seeing him at some point in person. It is a lot of fun. When I returned home, I checked my YouTube and saw that I hit 40,000 subscribers. I have mostly 99.9% amazing feelings about this and gratitude. The little tiny percentage is in the YouTube social media world. 40,000 is, it's okay. But in this world, with this channel that I've worked so hard to foster and collaborate with other people on, including Fleeta and Brittany and Kat and Madison and DJ Kiahi and others, it means the world to me, and I hope that keeps on growing. At the pace that I'm going, I think it'll be around 50 to 55 at the end of the year. But if it was 100 at the end of the year, I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad if it's 100,000 at the end of the year. Um, I think I checked like 2 weeks ago, and it's still about 20 to 25% of the people who watch subscribe, and then the other percentage, 75 to 80, do not. So if you know someone who's getting into line dancing, please let them know about the channel. As always, I thank you so much. Thanks, Fleeta. I made a strawberry shortcake for my dance friends. That's great news, Michael. That's what I'm talking about. Making desserts for your dance friends, getting dances at Dance or Die. This is the good news that I want to hear. Also, I almost have 3 Tequila Floor nailed. So much fun. I love it. If you haven't learned that dance, it's a great one. So yeah, any other good news? Let me know in the chat below. Go ahead and let me know. You can put more than one thing if you want to. That's okay. This is our time to celebrate and bring some things to light about some cool stuff going on, big or small. Yeah, it doesn't have to be big stuff. It doesn't have to be a graduation every time, or you won first place at this thing. Even though that's awesome, and I want to hear about that as well. Another thing I want to mention is this week I'm going to be doing a little traveling. Just learn the vibe, thanks to you. Ah, thanks, Brittany. That's such a fun dance. If you got the vibe, you're just a few steps away from learning After Party as well, which is amazing. So check that one out too. But the vibe is super fun. This week I'm going to be traveling Wednesday. I'm going to be heading to Minneapolis. I'm going to be dancing with Carrie Moss, the one and only. She has invited me to come dance with her dance community up in the Minneapolis area. If that is near you, if you are around that area, please come and join us. It's a workshop Wednesday night. I don't have the time off the top of my head, but I think it starts around 6 or 6:30. I should know those things before I go live. Anyways, I don't, but it's going to be Wednesday night. Let's see, what should someone know? Oh, I'll get back to that, Kenzie. Remind me if I don't. Kenzie asked, what should someone who has never competed know as far as technique for beginner line dance? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Line dance nemesis. I get you. So yeah, if you are in the Minneapolis area, come join us on Wednesday night. We're going to be doing some high intermediate as well as some beginner and improver lessons. I can't wait to meet everybody. I'm going to bring some extra merch in case anyone would like a hat or a shirt. I should have a bunch of different ones with me. I don't have these for sale online yet, but I have a bunch of these available, different styles. If you want, you can check out the Boot Scootin' page on my website and see a picture of those. I'll post them on my social media as well too. But I'm not shipping them prolifically just yet, even though lots of folks have been asking. I've just kind of been taking them to events. After Wednesday night's Minneapolis soiree, I'm going to be heading into Wisconsin to head over to Country Fest, Wisconsin, the music festival, which has been renamed to Hoofbeat. So what was Country Fest, Wisconsin? Thank you, Texas Dancing. What was Country Fest, Wisconsin is now Hoofbeat. I'm going to be over there teaching some line dancing, some partner dancing. Hey, thanks. Also, we're going to do some fun stuff. We're going to have a Rooster Crow competition. Maybe we will dance and make the Rooster Crow. Who knows? Also, some Minute to Win It, some Name That Tune. Just lots of fun. It's a great time that weekend. I don't even remember who's headlining, but the vibe at Country Fest Wisconsin /Hoofbeat is stellar. So I'm looking forward to that. Thanks very much, Texas Dancing Darlings. I appreciate you. Michael learning PYT. It's going to be great. It's really not that hard of a dance. It's fun. You can put a lot of style into it. Tag 2. That's the most important thing. Tag 2. Just don't run forwards. Anyways, you can run if you want. Can't seem to get past beginner improver, but I'm not giving up. Wendy, don't ever give up. Some of you have heard me tell this story before. It took me about 4 months to feel like I learned my first line dance. You guys are like, whoa, 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 whoa. 4 months, bro. 4 months. It did. Anyways, that's all right. Everyone at their own pace. That is the pace that you were meant to go. And now look where I am. Well, I'm online, but anyways, just be patient with yourself. The name of the game is grace. The name of the game is grace. Give yourself grace and dance on the dance floor and in everything else in life. Give yourself a break. That doesn't mean don't have ambition, but make sure you give yourself a break. Yeah. My list of dances that I want to learn still is very, 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 very long. And you only have so much time, and some things are harder than others, and it's all good. Yeah. We're all in this together. Only way to learn is never give up. That's true, Michael. Thank you. Will you be at yes, nurse? I don't know how to pronounce that. I want to say Ayame, but I'm not sure. Anyways, it's nice to have you on here. Thanks for stopping by and asking. The Yes Dance Convention in Arizona. I will not be there this year. I don't think. That is not to say that I won't in a future year, but I don't think I'm going to be there this year. My availability wasn't there, and then when I inquired about it, I think their roster was full. But it should be a good time. Uh, let's see. I do want to get back to one other thing. So again, this week, if you are in the Minneapolis or Wisconsin area, which is a pretty big area, hopefully I can get a chance to see you. Thanks for the likes on TikTok. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the gifts as well. I appreciate those very much. So Kenzie asked, what should someone who has never competed know as far as technique for beginner line dance? I would just focus on getting the steps to the dance correct. It depends who your judges are, yeah. With beginner categories, judges aren't looking for a ton of razzle dazzle and spins and craziness. But if I were judging a beginner competition, what I would be looking for is that you know the dance, you feel comfortable, and then right beyond feeling comfortable, I would want to know that you have some life, like you are bringing some of your life into that dance, and vice versa. It's exuding through you. That doesn't mean get crazy. It doesn't mean be false, be fake, have a cheese grin, like a beauty pageant grin on your face the whole time. I just want to see that you are enjoying yourself and you're living the music. Maybe you know some of the lyrics, maybe you don't. That's cool when that happens. Again, different judges like different stuff, but I want to see that you are living the dance. Yeah. So whatever that means to you, just don't stress out about it. Have fun is the most important thing beyond knowing the dance itself. I think there's some nice little things that you can do in a competition sort of format when you're moving from sort of beginner into some next levels, improver, intermediate, advanced. But when you're moving from those, you can get a lot done by singing along, engaging with the crowd around you, not just with the judges, hey judge, ooh, the whole time, but engaging with the crowd around you, including the other dancers around you. That is super fun to see. You can play with some levels, you can play with some speeds, like you can hold certain steps a little bit longer. And then beyond that, you start getting into doing spins and theatrics and pantomiming, and some judges like that, some don't. You might be able to tell how I feel about that. But yeah, I think having fun and living through the dance is what I would say is most important there at that level. Thanks everyone for jumping on. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all of the likes. Hey, what's going on, Kelly? Sorry I didn't see this before. The best thing is how every dance is connected somehow. Absolutely. Thank you, Jordan. So many dances, so little time. I have that tattoo right. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. One day? Maybe. Anyways, it's a good phrase. So many dances, so little time. I also want to say, gotta go have rehearsal. Felita, you're a busy lady. I understand. Once again, on YouTube, my good friend Felita, who you've probably seen in many, many of the demos, singing at church on Sunday. I'm so proud of you, Felita, and congratulations for all the difference that you're making in the greater Fort Worth area. That's where Felita's at. Just started 2 months ago. Have learned so many dances from you. Thank you. Love the videos. Thank you very much, Joseph. Anya, I appreciate that. It's a little strong, but I appreciate it. I am honored by all the gratitude. I went to a small festival in Southern California this weekend called Temecula Balloon and Wine Festival. Hopefully, I'll be a part of it next year in some way. And this lovely young lady and her friend came up to me, and she was just gushing about. She's like, "You're such a celebrity," and I'm like, "I'm just a normal guy." And she was just so nice, and it was such a nice interaction. And at the end, like, I was like, "Do you want a picture?" And she goes, "Oh my gosh, I do, but I didn't want to ask." And like that's not necessary. I don't expect different people to, be into that kind of thing. But if you ever see me, please just say hello. And if you want a picture, cool. I'd love to get a video dancing with you because that's what it's about. Yeah, like if we can get a video together and I can repost it on my socials, like I'm totally down. So please come up to me if you see me. And everyone, thank you so much just for all the kind words and the gratitude. And like I said, the gifts and the subscribing and the likes and the follows and all that. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, I hit 40,000 on YouTube, which is monumental. It's for a lot of reasons. Yeah. Um, Unfortunately, YouTube's platform doesn't monetize much, but that's not the important part. The important part is that I've been able to reach so many people all around North America and over in Europe and different places who maybe they just wanted to get a little better at dancing, or maybe they just got introduced. And the idea that I can be the person that helped someone to start becoming successful on the dance floor and joining the community or a community is amazing to me. So. Um, Let's see. Thank you for being so kind about my choreography at the Edge. You're very welcome. I don't off the top of my head remember what it was, but coming up with choreography is no joke, and I admire you for doing that. People are always asking me when I'm going to choreograph more, and I'm like, when I have time, I don't know. But the fact that you did it is huge. Yeah, yeah. So if that's something that you enjoy doing, keep on working at it. And thanks so much for that. And thank you again for the gift. When would you be in Cali? Would be honored to meet you. Well, I live most of the year in San Diego. I split time between San Diego and Orlando. I want to teach more at some of the bars I haven't yet been to in Orlando next time I go home, which should be in like a month and a half or so. So if you live in the Tampa area, I got to get up to see Taryn Boots on the beach dancing and get up to some of her stuff. I want to go back down to South Florida. I've taught at Renegades before and Roundup, but I know there's some new spaces that weren't there last time I was there, or I didn't know about them anyways. Christian Summerfruit is in the house. What's up, Christian? What can I do to stop from getting dizzy? That is tricky, Michael. You may want to ask Fleeta next time she's on here. It's something you got to get used to. Some people aren't cut out for it. I can't ride roller coasters much anymore, but I do enjoy spinning when I dance. I don't spot. Spotting is what is supposed to help you from getting dizzy, according to dancers that I know. But I don't spot when I spin. I'm not sure how it works. I can't yet do a workshop on best technique for spinning just quite yet. But yes, Jordan the Small, hopefully we'll get a chance to dance together. I don't know what part of Cali you're in. You may have commented again. But I'm down in San Diego, and I throw weekly events, except for when I'm out of town. What places do you usually go for line dancing? Down in the Southern California area, I really like Stampede, but I haven't been there barely this year, because I've been busy and I'm not teaching up there too much anymore because they changed their pricing structure for instructors or specifically for me. But I think it's got a great dance floor. I do have exciting news. I may or may not be teaching at a place in Anaheim at the end of July with a friend of mine, DJ Rick Dominguez. So I'll be announcing some more about that when I know a little bit more. I'm also going to be heading to North Carolina towards the beginning of August. So that's another thing I want to mention on here. Hopefully, I will have some more information for you with that. I might be dancing up there with Craig and Lexi, dates and stuff. TBD. I will let you know more when I hear about it. One more time, if you're just joining us, thanks for stopping by. I'm going to jump off here in just a moment. I've been on almost 20 minutes. But thank you all. I hope you're having a great start to your week. I hope you had a lovely, blessed weekend, whether it still feels like spring to you or you've been deep in the throes of summer temperatures. I wish you a very happy summer. I hope this summer is starting off well. I think it was yesterday was the longest day. And this week I'll be up in Minneapolis and Wisconsin. Minneapolis with Carrie Moss on Wednesday night. Please come by if you're near the area. If you know somebody, give them a shout. Make sure that they know I'm up there. I have never been before, and I don't know when the next time I will be in Minneapolis is. So I'm looking forward to a workshop up there I think we've got about 80 people signed up for the workshop, which is very exciting. All right. Have you ever been to Florida for line dancing? I have been to Florida for line dancing. I've been to Cowboys a couple times. I've taught at the barn a couple times. I've done events at the barn a number of times with my good friend Trevor. I've also been down to South Florida and St. Augustine and some other places, but I got to do more. Like I went to school in Gainesville and I've never been out to the bar out there, and I would love to. Thank you, Joseph, for the congrats. I have my first convention in November. I'm wondering if you have a good place to find more. Yes, there are lots of great conventions around the country. There is a line dance newsletter by Carol Cravens on Facebook, and it has circuit events. There's also the Kickstart events. There's the Forever Country events. If you go to Line Dancers on Facebook, I think that's the name of it. It's got about 160,000 subscribers. It's a good place to inquire about anything. They are, from my experience, slightly more in tune with circuit dance events versus sort of kickstarts events, which are a hybrid of line dance and country swing. But there's lots of information on there. Thanks for all the likes, everybody. I really appreciate it so much. And thank you for dropping some thanks and some gratuities here on this live. I don't ever expect that, but I appreciate it tremendously. I'm also going to be at the World Dance Showdown in November, and that is put on by Tanya and Dale Curry. So look forward to seeing some of you there. You're going to recognize a lot of familiar faces. That's up in Indiana in November. I'm also doing a country music festival cruise at the end of October out of Florida. It's going to be a ton of fun. So I'll be posting more information about that as well. That's good graces. Oh, that's cool. Very cool. Dixie Roadhouse. I think I've been to Dixie. Oh, yes, 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 yes. That's where Ivy and James teach. I was trying to instruct there, but it didn't go through. If you are interested in having me teach at Dixie Roadhouse, please let James know, or whomever is sort of in charge of lessons at this time. And next time I'm down in that area, I would be delighted to. I did go one time, and it was a lot of fun. In Jacksonville, yes, message me, DM me, and I'd be happy to chat with you. If anyone is anywhere in the country and they want to set up like a workshop, so if I go someplace for business and I can come guest instruct at a bar, and some of it has to do with finances, but like when I was in Las Vegas this year, I taught at Stoney's North 40 with DJ Jeffro. Very warm welcome. I felt super good and super good. What am I saying? It was just a really great community, and everyone was super stoked that I was there, and it was a great arrangement, and I appreciate the staff and management as well as DJ Jeffro for putting that together. But if I'm going somewhere for business and I can guest instruct at a bar, and the current instructor doesn't mind me co-teaching or taking over the night, that's like awesome circumstances. That's gravy because it's not an extra trip. In some situations, like when I went up to Michigan, or when I'm going out to North Carolina, or when I've been invited to come to teach other places, it's more of like a we're flying you out thing. So it's more expensive because of travel and accommodations and stuff like that. So I try to make it more like a full day workshop with social dancing at night, or a 1.5 day or something like that. So if that's a situation and your area would be interested in having me come out and do that, I would be completely down to chat about it, especially if it's in Florida, because my family's out there and I love getting a chance to go back there and see them. The ranch in Fort Myers, I was also supposed to teach there last time I was there. I don't remember what happened, but because I couldn't teach there, I ended up going to Dixie Roadhouse, and it was a fun time. But yeah, I know Carol and Ivy and them, so I would be delighted. I used to go to White Buffalo in Sarasota, but they closed. I heard that. That's a bummer. It was a nice spot. Thank you for being so positive. You're very welcome, Callie. It's something that I work hard on doing, because there's a lot of stuff in life, both in my control and outside of my sphere of control. And I'm just speaking for anybody that we can get not positive about. I tend to be somewhat anxious. So, connecting with the community and doing something as fun as dance has been a life changer for me. So if I can help bring that into other people's fold, I'm all about it. I used to go to the ranch in Fort Myers. I don't know if Mike is still there. I do not have my contract yet for NDF, Nashville Dance Fest, but I expect that I will be working it. That is my anticipated result, I guess. It was a lot of fun last year. It's happening early September. If you're not familiar, Nashville Dance Fest happens at the Nashville Palace. It's put on by Kickstart and Taylor Winston and company. And it was a great time last year. I hope to get to do it. And if I do, then I would like to get out there a day early to do some dancing and content on Broadway and then have the super fun 3-day event that we did last year. When did you start teaching? I started teaching in late 2017, which was several months after I started learning. That was probably a mistake. I was not a very good teacher when I started because I didn't understand counts and technical terms and such, but I was an MC, so I was like, yeah, let's give it a shot. I've been MCing for a long, long time, so being in front of crowds is not a big deal for me, but I became a better teacher over the pandemic when I was dancing with the one and only DJ Keahi at Belmont Park at Mission Beach, San Diego, when we were not supposed to be gathering, and I actually learned about step sheets and started figuring out how to actually be a better teacher. Then I'll do another live sometime about teaching, but I thought it was about like learning steps and then learning counts and then learning different ways to teach different people. And you find out it's about like drawing people out, keeping people on the dance floor, managing their emotions and making sure people are comfortable and feel successful. And when you're doing harder dances, getting through parts or, quickly enough to practice with the music enough times, and also learning what's like the sticky part of each dance so that you can hit that harder and then the basic stuff go through it faster. Would you ever come to San Antonio to teach? Of course I would. I think, oh no, when we had Dance XL the last 2 years, that was in Dallas, and I think it was supposed to move to Austin. But yes, I would definitely love to come out to San Antonio to teach. Oh, you're watching Descarada. Very cool. Yeah, shout out to the choreographer, Joey Warren. Are you going to be at Standard Western in Florida? By Standard Western, I think you are referring to George Blick's event, I think. I do not have intentions to be there. I don't know when it is, Joe, but you can let me know if you want to private message me. But like I was saying, I do want to teach at other bars around Florida. Florida is my home state, even though I don't spend a ton of time there. Connecting with the music, yes, very important. The Moon in Tallahassee is awesome too. I'm going to forget all these places. Oh, that's awesome. During the school year that you go to FSU. Yeah, yeah. I was a Gator, but I love the Seminoles as well. People were so nice when I went up there to tailgate, and I wasn't like raised anyway. I just chose the school that I got a scholarship to. Would you ever come to Aurora, Illinois? Yes, I would. I actually lived in Chicago. I know Aurora is not Chicago, but Illinois is awesome. People are cool. The Midwest rocks. And if anyone wants me to come out and teach, whether like if you just go to a bar, then you might have to chat with, someone in the community. That doesn't mean you can't organize it, but we got to have a venue. As soon as we have that locked down, just chat. Whether it's with the dance instructor, the DJ, the bar manager, a venue manager, or you're just rocking it on your own, feel free to DM me. We can maybe put something together. It's really not that crazy, to be honest with you, and it's a ton of fun, like to organize something like that. I think it's July 19th. No, I will not be out there for that July 19th, Joe, but thank you for bringing it to my attention. Is it George Blick's thing that you're talking about? His nationwide competitions? You were my first line dance I ever attended. It was Shake Your Cake It. Yes. Oh, that was such a fun class. We'll never forget it. I want to pick now. I don't know. I was in the presence of greatness. You were just in the presence of a weird dude. You should come to Bay City, Michigan. We all love you. I would love to do that. Why try? Please message me either on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, etc. Dancing is my therapy. Thanks for your videos and demos. You're very welcome. I'm honored. And as I mentioned before, if you ever see me, please come and say hello. We can get a picture or just hug for an unusual amount of time, male or female. I don't care. Might be starting a small town event in Old Mansion with a ballroom and would love to have you. Oh, that sounds sort of spooky and awesome. I'm in, Maddie. Shoot me a message. I better get going. I got a class tonight and a few more things to wrap up before I do. But thank you all so much for spending a few of your minutes with me today. Again, happy Monday. Recap, thank you for hitting 40,000 subscribers. I would love to keep ramping that up because I think the higher that number goes, the more we're spreading line dance and the wider our family grows. Thank you so much, Ellie. I really appreciate you. And thank you, Kayla. Aw, that's so nice. I haven't been uploading as many lessons and demos recently, which you may notice. And I'll talk about that maybe in a video next week, but I'm looking for an editor because I have a bunch filmed and I just don't have time to edit them. So I'm looking for an editor that kind of makes sense to use from a financial standpoint because the videos really don't make almost anything on YouTube. So it's a toss up, but if we're up to me, I would be releasing like 5 lessons a week. Because usually I go batch film them and there's so many more that I want to make, but I don't want to like spend the time to rent studio space while I still have some on the SD card. But anyways, hopefully that will be changing soon. If you have any tips, feel free to DM me. Again, I'm on the search for a sort of a low cost editor for the videos. And I have some other exciting news to report next week. But for now, again, thanks for all the support on all the channels, especially on YouTube for hitting 40,000. My TikTok is growing very quickly, and I really appreciate that as well. I'll be in Minneapolis this Wednesday night, Wisconsin Thursday, Friday, Saturday at Hoofbeat Music Festival, and lots of fun trips planned. One last thing I try to mention at the end of the lives is if you know who I am, if you've been dancing, if you've been going out to places, I just want you to know, one, wherever you are, that's where you're meant to be in terms of like where your progress is. So wherever that is, just give yourself grace. And if you don't have everything down, or if someone's like, "Oh, you did that wrong," or whatever the case may be, just chill. Like it's supposed to be for fun. And two, do your best to make other people feel included when you go out. Yeah. When you're first learning, it's a little, for me, it was like, oh, what's happening? What's happening? But like literally the first, as soon as I started understanding the first dance that I learned, I tried to teach other people. Not everyone's supposed to be like that. Not everyone's wired to be that way. You don't have to teach other people, but just try to make people feel like they're welcome because there is a lot of psychology happening with dancing where people, they feel weird, they feel insecure, or even people who that dance, but maybe they don't have a crew to hang out with. Extend a hand to them and try to bring them into the fold because I think we're stronger together than we are solo, yeah? And you're never going to know every dance, so it's nice to be able to chat with people. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you have a marvelous week. Maybe I'll see you later tonight for my beginner class. And until next time, I can't wait to see you out on the dance floor. Bye, everybody. Ooh, baby, I think I love you from head to toe.